All right, hey, what's up, y'all? So today I'm out here on this scooter, which is called the Kugoo Kirin G3. So this thing has a very cool black and orange design. I like the way it looks. It also has 360-degree lighting on this thing. So you have a total of 7 lights. So you have 2 little kind of small lights up front that combine to be your headlight, and then also you have some lights on the side, and then also you have your rear tail light that also functions as a brake light as well, but only with the left brake, not the right brake. But I did find that the lights are fine at night, but during the daytime they're actually pretty hard to see unless it's very cloudy and very overcasty. But I would like to see especially a brighter brake light in the next version. And you can also customize how many lights you have on by using the big touchscreen display. And now when I say big, I mean big. This is a very big screen, maybe the biggest screen that I've used on any type of electric vehicle. But anyway, yeah, you do have some touch controls that will allow you to change between the different light modes and also the different riding modes. So this bike has up to 3 riding modes that will give you different speeds, but also does have a really big battery indicator to let you know how much you have left. And also does show you the voltage of the battery and also the motor and even the temperature of the motor as well. So you can keep an eye on a lot of different pieces of information with this screen. Now, I do like the fact that it does have a touch screen, but I really wish that it did have some physical controls to go along with that, because when you are riding, I don't like to have to look down and try to hit these touch buttons, which you can't really see that well when you're riding and being kind of aware. But if it did have some physical controls to go along with that, that would have been my personal choice. All right, so now for my speed test. So I have it in mode 3. So let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, boom. Did my little kickstart. And we'll see what this 1200 watt motor can do for us. So we're already at 17 miles per hour on the scooter's display. We just hit 18 on my GPS app. We're at 24, 25 on the I was about to say bike display, on the scooter display. We're at 22 on my GPS app. 27 miles per hour on the scooter's display. We're at 23, 24 miles per hour on my GPS app. We're at 28 on the scooter display, but it looks like on my GPS app we hit 25 miles per hour for the top speed. So now let me do my braking test. So again, for mechanical disc brakes, the braking is pretty good. And so yeah, the scooter was showing me 28, the GPS app was showing me 25. I have done this test a couple of times before, and the maximum speed that I've gotten according to my GPS app was 29 miles per hour on a good day with no wind. So again, your results might vary depending on how much you weigh and the terrain and wind and all of that stuff. All right, so now for my hill test. This is a really good hill to test this scooter out, and let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, boom. And this is a kick scooter, if I haven't mentioned that already in this review. And we're going around like 9 miles per hour right now. Kind of a steady pace. Definitely nowhere near the fastest that I've used or felt on a scooter going up this hill. But we're getting up it. We started to gain some momentum here towards the top. And I think according to the display, we got up to like 13 miles per hour. So definitely this isn't a speedy hill climber like some of the other scooters that I've tested so far, but I did get up it. But let's get back to the way this scooter looks. So one of the things that adds to its kind of unique look is the fact that this does have a 4-arm shock system. So the suspension is going to be broken up into these 4 different pieces, and it looks really dope, adds to the style, but also taking a jump like that wasn't too bad as well. So this is kind of marketed towards a scooter that can go off-road too, because you do have 10-inch tubeless tires that are off-road tires, so the treading on them do have a little bit of grip. But I will say that the suspension could probably benefit from being a little bit more aggressive. I would just like a little bit more cushion. You know, it's fine for city riding and going in grass like this. It's not uncomfortable, but you know, if you want to do some really heavy-duty off-roading where you're going to be hitting a lot of big rocks and stuff like that, I just want a little bit more from the suspension system. But overall, it is fine for city riding and stuff like this. No problem. And I don't know the exact height clearance of the deck of this scooter, but it sits you up a little bit. So I like this type of riding on a scooter where you can kind of see ahead of you a little bit better. And also this does have a pretty big deck too. So for my size, 12 feet, no problem. And also you do have this kind of a step up design where you can put your back foot on it to be able to get a little bit more stability. So you can either have it kind of on this angled slope part, or you can also put it all the way on the top of it, whichever one you prefer. But I like that because when you are trying to go at high speeds with this scooter, it does give you that little bit of extra stability. Now, something else you don't typically see on scooters like this is the fact that this has a thumb throttle that also is combined into like a half twist throttle. So you can really choose whichever way that you want to use while riding this scooter. And so it's always good to give the consumers a choice on what they want to use. And I like the fact that when you do release the throttle, it does kind of gently pop back up. It doesn't just like jump right back up. So it's a very good and nice little feedback feeling that it does give you when you are using it. And this also does come with a mechanical bell. Now I'm about to make this turn, so the scooter does feel very in control. The handling is really nice, but I do wish that it did have some turn signals. We're starting to see that become more common on these scooters, but this one does not have any. Yeah, handling for me being around 220 pounds, really good. The scooter can support up to 330 pounds, I believe, and the scooter itself weighs 55 pounds. Now let's talk about how you move this thing around. So it does have a folding design. So you have this little knob here up front that you have to twist, and you have to kind of keep twisting, and then eventually you'll be able to fold the stem down. Now the stem is stiff, and that's actually a good thing. So when I am riding, it doesn't wobble or anything. But then in order to secure it down to the deck of the scooter, you have to take this little orange strap and attach it to the back here. So this isn't the sleekest design here. It does feel like an afterthought, but it does work. Now you're able to pick up the scooter and move it around, and it does stay secure onto the back of the scooter. But one thing about this strap that I've seen in multiple other reviews is the fact that people find that it does flap around when you are riding. But I don't know if they just changed this, but the scooter that I got did have this little black strap in the box that you can use to tie it down and keep it from flapping around. So I don't know whether they just overlooked it or Kugoo actually just started putting that in the box, but do that to make sure this thing isn't flying around. Now, as far as the battery system in this scooter, it does have a 52 volt, 18 amp hour battery. It takes around 8 to 10 hours to get this thing fully charged from 0 to 100. But on a full charge, you're looking at getting up to around 37 miles out of this. And I have to say that the battery life is actually very, very reliable. So in my testing of using this thing for a couple of weeks, I feel very confident in getting at least around maybe 32 miles, 33 miles out of this. Now you do have this cool rear fender that you do have to put on during assembly, but it has this very nice like floating design. Now, as far as the front tire, you don't have a traditional front fender, but you do have a little bit of an overhang right here that will help protect you a little bit. Now, as far as water resistance, this scooter is actually rated IP54, so that's pretty decent. Yeah, let me do a little bit of a donut here to show you the handling. Let me get low with it. Let me get low with it. There's no traffic coming, so I'm being safe. And so look, this is just a really nice scooter. The normal price for this is $1,100, but it's been on sale for a while at the $850 price range. So for $850, this is a very good scooter. It gets you up to 31 miles per hour, but again, for me, around 29 miles per hour. But still, that's gonna be fast, and also the range is really solid. The feel is really good for city streets. And overall, pretty nice scooter that I've been testing out so far. So yeah, I'll drop a link down below to the scooter in the description of this video. And if I do have like any type of discounts and stuff, I'll add that down there. And if you do use those links, those will help support this channel. But besides that, thanks for watching this video. I will catch you later. Peace.